Just how long have comic book creators been on YouTube? Well, that's an excellent question. First, we need to take a look at a little bit of history about comic fandom. Back in the day, comic book fans could only communicate through pen and paper and letter mail, and that started in the 1960s. This evolved to fans publishing their own fanzines, as well as the beginning of comic book conventions. Fast forward to the internet age and YouTube, and something strange and wonderful happened. The invention of the comic book content creator. They began humbly, in bedrooms, basements, and comic shops that definitely weren't supposed to be filmed inside. And with that, conversations, engagement, controversy, and community. In a world where everyone thought comics were just paper and ink, where readers only read comic book content, came a new venue and platform. Friendships were tested, subscribers were lost, and everyone started a frickin' live stream. New comics, old comics, good comics, bad comics, speculation, slabbing, and every obscure comic book character. No subject was spared. But what exactly drove these men and 3.8% women to create this content? At the end of the day, we just love comics. And here we are today to celebrate this.
And good evening. Welcome to the 2026 Comic Book Community Awards finalist reveal. Appreciate everybody who's here. Appreciate everybody who is nominated. And now we're on to the finalist. We are going to run through and reveal all of the finalists tonight. And then once the show is over, we will update the website and finalist voting will be opened. We'll post everything out on Instagram as well. And so we're going to kind of get right into it, but want to quickly say hello to the chat. We have a bunch of people hanging out with us. Dave, still only 35 cents. Yes, congratulations to all of the nominees and the finalists tonight. Certainly being recognized by your peers should be an accomplishment that they thought your channel or creator was deserving to become a nominee, and then hopefully for a good chunk of the community finalist. The one thing I will say before we get into the finalist is that there's a pretty diverse group this year. We have I don't think there's more than there are some channels that have been nominated in multiple categories, but I think the most is 3. So I think it's a pretty diverse group, some familiar faces, some new faces. So I think it's a good mix of finalists tonight. So, but before we start getting into that, let's just, like I said, do a quick hello. Big Nasty, Rich, Johnny's here, Mike, Jeff is here, Up and Adam. Alex is here. Appreciate everybody being here. Got to run through this quickly, Coach, so we can get on to the real reason why you're here. Chris is here. My comic room. Appreciate everybody being here. Omnibo, Mr. TM Nerdy, 23, Junko. Appreciate everybody being here. Usually draws we usually draw a crowd for this, right? Mark is here. Derek, good evening. Nate, appreciate everybody being here. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Appreciate that. And I wanted to recognize, before we get into it, we're going to get right into it, just recognize our sponsors for this year. They help keep the awards going every year. So please go check them out. Their links are here. You can just go over to the website, click on their links. And once we have the finalists posted later tonight, All of their channel links will be available on the website as well. So please go check out the channels you're unfamiliar with, and go, sub them up, give them, a watch and a like. Continue to support everybody that we can. But wanted to recognize our sponsors: Johnny's Comic Stuff, Just Your Average Geeks, Uncanny Derek Comics, SideQuest Comics, Big Nasty Comics, Glenn Simpson Comics, Three Good Nerds, Avery Label, A Comic Book Worm, and Matt Likes Comics. Appreciate you guys all sponsoring the award. So let's get into it. Let me pull up our first video. And what we have this year, this is a new category, a hidden gem for a channel that is under 250 subscribers, but really should have more. And here are the finalists.
Community Hidden Gem. Loco Sirens. Mark's Issues with Archie Comics. Read More Comics. Snicked. Up and Atom Comics.
So congratulations to our first set of finalists. A pretty good mix. Some new to me channels in that category, but some familiar faces as well. So our next category is in the first tier, our emerging channels tier, which is fewer than 500 subs, and we have 3 different categories in that tier. And so we're going to show that next. And here are our finalists in Best Comic Book Show.
Best Comic Book Show. Basement Comics. Department of Comics. Lyle Hobson. Mr. McGroovy. The FAQs Project.
So congratulations to our 5 finalists in Best Comic Book Show in the under 500 subscriber tier. Yeah, some new channels there as well. Lyle, and actually most of those channels are new channels, within the last year or so to YouTube. So really good to see them become finalists. Yes, that's going to be probably the challenge for voting for finalists this year. I think a lot of the categories are really good channels. You have multiple choices that you could go with. So I think it's definitely going to be tough decisions once you get to the finalist voting. Our next category is Best Entertaining or Informative Content, again in the fewer than 500 subs tier. So let's take a look at the finalists.
Best Entertaining or Informative Content. Basement Comics. Mr. McGroovy. Randall's Comics and Son of Crom. The Longest Cosplays.
Now, nothing wrong with a little friendly competition, right? Basement and Mr. McGroovy. But congratulations. We have a number of the finalists here with us tonight. So very good. The McGroovy is probably a little late for him. He's probably taking a nap at this point. Um, but going to be another tough category to vote in. Next, we have our best new channel or creator. Again, talk about a tough category and some great finalists. Let's take a look.
Best new channel or creator. Comic Dude. Comic Showcase Shop. Comic Mike. Daddy Daughter Comics. Mr. McGroovy.
Hopefully he watches the replay, Derek. Yeah, and Derek was just a guest with Mr. McGroovy, so he's allowed to say that. Yeah, lots of channels. You know, like I said, if you're unfamiliar, we will have links to all of the channels right on the website. You can click over and it'll bring you to their YouTube page. So definitely, you know, take some time and go do that. Check out some new channels. So we're going to move on to our next tier, our up and coming tier. This is between 500 and 999 subs. And we're going to look at first the best comic book show in that tier.
Best comic book show. Heroes for Hire Comic Club. Matt Likes Comics. Melon and Manga. Nerdy Geek. Paul and the 619.
So congratulations to that group of finalists as well. Some tough competition. We've got a few returning winners from last year. Heroes for Hire Comic Club, Matt Likes Comics. So it'll be an interesting choice in that group of finalists. Our next category is in the 500 to 999 subs, the best entertaining or informative content. And let's take a look at the finalist.
Best entertaining or informative content. Chunko's Comics and Nerd Culture. Collins Comics. Dave's Ideas and Creations. Dead Man Comic Cover Show. Kaufman is Alive Comics.
So congrats to those finalists as well. Another, you know, we've had a pretty good international group of nominees. Canada in that one, England, so and here in the States. So a great mix of channels from around the world, really. So congratulations. I was hoping that Terry might be up to see that live, but I'm sure he's probably asleep as well. But we're going to move on to our final category in the up and coming tier, 500 to 999 subs, which is best a live stream. So let's take a look at the finalists in this category.
Best live stream. Bleecker Street Comics, Church. All Yeah Comics, Comic Book Show and Tell. Matt Likes Comics, Sunday's Superhero Show, Paul in the 619, Tuesday Night's Amazing Friends, Sector 2815, Guess That Key.
So congratulations to those 5 finalists as well. And an interesting note, we have a 2-week in-between period from when nominations close and the finalists are announced, which we're doing tonight. There is a lot of spell checking and name correcting that I need to do because the nominations are a open forum, free form. And so there's some bad spellers in the comic book community. But we got it all straightened out, got the right shows put together. So hopefully everything is correct for everybody. It was a lot of data sorting and crunching for sure. But, that's a me problem. But we're going to move on to our next tier 3, the established channel tier, which is between 1,000 and 2,000 subscribers. So let's take a look at the first category, which now we're kind of rinse and repeat. We have the best comic book show, best entertaining or informative content, and best live stream, but just at the different subcategories. So let's take a look at best comic book show in the 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers.
Best Comic Book Show. Anachronic Comics, Dark Knights. Docs Comics. Magic Lasso, Lassoed Loot. Pop Culture Cosmonaut. The Codex Station.
So congratulations to the finalists in best comic book show and the 1,000 to 2,000 subs. And we're going to move on to our next category, which is best entertaining or informative content, again, in the 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers. And here are the finalists. I want to make sure I'm clicking on the right video, and here we go.
Best entertaining or informative content. Dope Comics. Iggy Pop Comics. Sequential Artifacts. Swarm of Comics. Uncanny Derek Comics.
Congrats to our 5 finalists. Some tough competition in that category as well. Some really great, funny, entertaining channels. So interested to see who's going to come out of that one. Now, our next and final category in this tier is best live stream. So let's take a look at the finalists in the 1,000 to 2,000 subscriber tier.
Best live stream. Aussieverse, FOC Weekly. Magic Lasso, Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Big Nasty and Chunko, Live Show. The Codex Station, Comics Unleashed. 22 Comics, Keep Calm and Collect.
So congrats to the 5 finalists in that category, best live stream in the 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers. Again, another stacked category, looking at the finalists. Some really great channels and shows. So we shall see. Live show, Keep Calm and Collect, Aussieverse, Magic Lasso, some very good channels there. Moving on to our next tier, the breakout channel tier, which is between 2,001 subscribers and 3,500. So we're kind of getting a little bit larger with the gap between subscribers. And this is for Best Comic Book Show. And here we go.
Best Comic Book Show. Gotham and Glam. Sleepy Reader 666. The Otaku Mike. The Stoke Nerd. Vigilante Vibes Podcast.
So congratulations to those 5 finalists. Like I said, a good mix. We have international channels. We've got female-led channels so far. So it's good to see a great mix, a diverse mix of channels becoming finalists so far. And we're not even halfway through all of the finalist reveal. So congratulations to everybody so far. Really, like I said, really happy with the group of nominated channels and then the channels that have moved on to become finalists. It's really a good group. Yeah, and some really great channels, new to me channels as well. So definitely go check them out. But let's keep it moving. We're going to move on to best entertaining or informative content, again in the 2,001 subscribers to 3,500. And let's take a look at the finalist.
Best entertaining or informative content. 9-panel grid. Comic book movie collector. Party nerds. Sleepy Reader 666. The House of Stein.
So congrats to our finalists in that category. Again, a nice mix of channels, some new and some old. Let's see, the whole finalist process is the best part of the awards for me. Learn about so many great. Yeah, I mean, and that's been the advantage for me running the awards the last 6 years, is I get exposed to so many new channels through the nomination process and now, the finalist. So it's always great to see new channels, popping up and being recognized. So really is, going through and making these videos, it was special because, like I said, you get to see all of these channels and know that they're going to be excited about becoming finalists. So it is really one of the great parts of the awards for me, and I think obviously for the finalists. Our next category in the tier 4, the breakout tier, 2,001 subscribers to 3,500, is best live stream. So let's take a look at those. And I lost my place, but I found it. Here we go.
Best live stream. Kingdom of Nerds, The Other Show. Mon Comics, Big 5 Live. Party Nerds Web Show. The 757 Hustle Show. The House of Stein, The Hot 10.
So congrats to those 5 finalists. I think that may prompt Mon Comics to actually get back on now that he is nominated once again in the best live stream category. Would be great to see the Big 5 Live come back. I know he's been a little busy, but let's hopefully that helps him get back to a live stream near us sometime soon. So we're moving on to our next tier, tier 5 for major channels, 3,501 subscribers to 5,000. And we're going to rinse and repeat the same 3 categories. Best comic book show is up first. So let's take a look.
Best comic book show. Absolute Geek. Larry's Library. MJ Comics. The Comic Vet. Epic Marvel Podcast.
So congrats to our 5 finalists in Best Comic Book Show in Tier 5, the major channel. Again, some new channels there as well, and we've seen MJ Comics win before. We've seen the Comic Vet win before. So congrats to all of the nominee or finalists, I should say, in that category. And there is Mr. the Comic Vet, Chris. Congrats to you, sir. Epic Marvel Podcast, new to me channel this year, so great to see that. But congrats to all of the finalists. And now we're going to move on to our next category in the major channel tier, best entertaining or informative content. And let's take a look at the finalists.
Best entertaining or informative content. Absolute Geek. Crushing Chris. Emma Fong. John's Comics with Friends. Sunny Boy Comics.
And congrats to our finalists in that category as well. Another good group of finalists. Going to be, yes. I was just going to say, voting is going to be incredibly difficult because I think, obviously all of the channels are deserving becoming finalists, but just some tough choices, whether they're, one of your friends or favorite channels, or maybe even new to you that you may want to check out. So, good to see John's Comics with Friends now that he's, no longer hanging out with the kids. A Sunny Boy, and I'm not sure if Sunny Boy is his first time becoming a finalist, but he had a big year at Heroes Con and pulling down some great ASM comic books this year. So it was good to see him make the finalist for that category. Now, our last category, best live stream in the major channel tier of 3,501 subs to 5,000. Who makes up all these categories and numbers? It's a lot to remember. But let's take a look at the best live stream.
Best live stream. Three Men in the Basement Comics and Collectibles, Wednesday Night Live. John's Comics with Friends, Saturday Morning Comics. MJ Comics, Let's Talk Comics. A comic vet. Show us what you got. The Gray Man. Cover slingers.
So congrats to our finalists in that category. Again, that is a great mix of people. Three Men in the Basement, who's such a big part of the community, at cons, terrific con, their own con that they put on, John's Comics with Friends, MJ Comics, the Comic Vet, and then the Gray Man. To see the Gray Man and Cover Slingers get nominated, it's been a show that's been around for a while. They have a lot of seasoned comic book community guests on that show. So good to see those channels become finalists. Congratulations. Yeah, that one is, again, another really tough category. Some really great shows. Yeah, but congrats, Chris. Well done. Now we're going to move on to our last tier of our last tier, and then we get into the open tier. But our last tier is the influencer channel tier. It's for channels with 5,001 subscribers or above. I know that's kind of open-ended, but we couldn't have, a million tiers, 100 tiers. So we had to kind of cap it at somewhere. So this is for 5,001 subscribers and above. And we're going to start with best comic book show. And here are the finalists.
Best comic book show. Comic Pop. Back issues. Comics Are Dope. The Pull List. Raph's Retro Comics. Sig Slayer Station. Taylor Talks Comics.
So congrats to our finalists there as well. Some great channels there. That's going to be some tough competition. You've kind of got some big boy channels there. Some heavy subscriber numbers, way above 5,000. But congrats to everybody. And who knows? Maybe we can, maybe one of the smaller channels can pull off an upset in that category. So Comics Are Dope. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, very tough category. Because of just all around great channels, but then also some of the larger subscriber numbers. And so that one will be interesting to see how that shakes out. But congrats to all of our finalists. Moving on to our next category, best entertaining or informative content. Again, in the 5,001 subscriber or above. Let's take a look at the finalists.
Best entertaining or informative content. Automatic Comics. Comic Collector Geek. Hossman Comics. Improve Collecting Comics. Raph's Retro Comics.
So again, congrats to our 5 finalists in that category. Let's see. Just checking in with the chat. Comic Collector Geek. Yes, hopefully he is watching and happy with the finalist nod. And our last, we're going to get to our last category in the tier, and then we'll get into the open tiers. But best live stream in the 5,001 subscribers and above. Let's take a look at the finalists there.
Best live stream. Beyond Wednesdays. Comic Collector Geek Monday Special. Legion of Comics New DC Day. Omnidog's Vault. The Comic Pals.
Now, some tough competition in that one as well. Congrats to the 5 finalists. Beyond Wednesdays, I think that is their second or third finalist appearance. So congrats to them and to everybody in that category. A very, another tough category. Joe, good evening, Joe. But now we're going to move on to the open tier categories. And I know this one is one of the big ones that I know a lot of people, and one of my favorite categories, best or biggest channel supporter, for the Blue Wrenches, the true fans, non-content creators who support what we do in the comic book community. So important. So one of my favorite categories. So let's take a look at the finalists for biggest channel supporter.
Biggest channel supporter. Christina Payne. James Abel. JSS Brooklyn. Kay Munin. Robert Pops Gramps Springs, 1968.
So congrats to the finalist in biggest channel supporter. And it's really a good mix. You have, some traditional Blue Wrenches in that category, and then some, fans who are watching our content, commenting on our content. So really good to see, that group there. Again, I think that's going to be, one of those tough choices because of just, the 5 finalists in that category. So, and there is JSS Brooklyn. I figured he'd be lurking. So congratulations. Yeah, great group there. So one of my, and the next, that category, biggest channel supporter, and this one has changed a little bit over the years. This year, we're calling it most distinctive personal trademark. But this is, again, one of those fun categories, one of my favorite categories, probably the category that I get the most feedback on, saying, Brian, why do you have this in the awards? Because it's my favorite, and it's I'm running the awards, I'm keeping it in. So let's take a look at the finalists for most distinctive personal trademark.
Most distinctive personal trademark. Basement Comics, Tea Drinking. Chunko Comics and Nerd Culture, Beard. Rob Fat Stacks O Comics, Mustache. Sheena, Hair. The Otaku Mike, Beard.
So lots of facial hair to be contended with this year, but we've got Sheena's hair and Sean's tea drinking, which is, a staple in his videos. So will be interesting to see how that one shakes out. Will who will take home that prize? Yeah, and I was surprised that there were some others that didn't make the cut. So there's some other really, nice hair and facial hair and, trademarks throughout the community. So, but let's see. Yeah, it very well could be. He says it's tea, but who really knows, right? Who really knows? Um, yes, I'm sure that the bald contingency and the hands community. Our friend Comic Journey has gone away. I don't know where he is. So the hand talkers will hopefully not come after us this year, since um, um, that's a possibility. Yes, I would expect that on the Nate's Tuesday evening show. That actually, I think that's happened. There have been shirts off on that show in the past. Um, Mike, congratulations. Um, so our next, and now this is another one of the categories that is one of my favorite community artists. There's so many talented artists within our community. So to only have to boil it down to 5 is very difficult, because there's so many great artists. So much, so much talent in the community. So, but let's take a look at the favorite community artist.
Favorite community artist. Alan Shell. Comics with Izzyverse NYC. Rad Art and Comics. SideQuest Comics. Steve Driscoll.
So congratulations to the 5 finalists in the artist category. It was really special to see Steve Driscoll make the finalist. He has been working at his art over the last year, and just every day working on it, posting it out on Instagram and sharing it with the community. So it was great to see Steve make the finalist. But some other really great, talented artists as well. Eric, SideQuest Comics, Rad, Aaron, Art and Comics with Izzy, who tabled this year at Heroes Con, and then Alan, who was kind of new to me, some great artwork on his channel as well. So congrats to the 5 finalists in the community artist. That'll be, again, another tough category to dwindle down and figure out who's going to be our winner there. Next, we have best short form content. I think we all know on YouTube in the last couple of years, shorts and short form content has really taken off, and can really help a channel grow. And so as attention spans shrink, and so does the size of our content. So let's take a look at best short form content.
Best short form content. Archivist Adrift. Bob Fish. Dan. MJ Comics. Snick.
Congratulations to our 5 finalists. Jason, who's here in the chat, congrats, sir. Yes, Alan, congrats to you. Yes, our winner from last year, right? So congrats. I know, Adam did receive a number of nominations in that category too this year. I thought he might have a chance to repeat. But yeah, congrats, Jason. Yeah, that was, the short form content, I think, is you never know, because there's so many different approaches. Some people go with informational comedy. There's kind of a different approach to that. So you never know who might show up in that category. So our next best comic book or omnibus review. I think this is one of those important categories in our community because there are a number of books that I don't read, but I get the review from somebody, and so I can keep up with the story. Or maybe it's a book wasn't on my radar, and I get a review, and now it might be something I'm interested in. So I almost feel like it's a service when people review comic books and omnibus stories. So it's one of my one of the types of content that I like to consume within the community. So let's take a look at best comic book or omnibus review.
Best comic book or omnibus review. Comic Pop, back issues. Near mint condition. Known Good Comics and John's Comics with Friends, Omni X-Men. Pop Culture Philosophers, weekly comic review. The Comic Book Report.
So congrats to our finalists in the review category. That one's a tough one. You've got some big channels, just some great reviewers in that category. So that one is going to be tough for sure. But congrats. And now on to our next review category, best statue or toy review unboxing. And I think these finalists may surprise a few people.
Best statue or toy review unboxing. Dave's Ideas and Creations. E-Man World of Geek. Mad Spidey. Melanin and Manga, Funkos with Sheena. SideQuest Comics, Tower of Toys.
So congrats to our 5 finalists in that category as well. Interesting mix, some big channels, some small channels, but all showing off some great toys and statues. So really good to see. Dave, congrats. Sure, I mean, you qualify. You show enough toys on your channel, and the community thought so as well. So congratulations. And Tower of Toys is currently streaming right now. So congrats to our 5 finalists in that category. Now we're going to move on to the category that kind of amazed me when I got into YouTube and watching YouTube and seeing cleaning and pressing and people putting comic books in a bucket full of water. I had no idea those things could go on, and you could clean and press and fix and give a comic book a bath. I had no idea. So this is one of those categories that is amazing to watch because of some of the techniques that the cleaning and pressing side does. So this is best cleaning, pressing, or comic restoration content. So let's take a look at the finalist.
Best cleaning, pressing, or comic restoration content. Archivist Adrift. Improve collecting comics. Liberty Hill Comics. Impressed Comics. Professor Pete Experiments in Conservation.
So congratulations to our finalists there. That is again one of those types of content in our community that for me is amazing to watch because of just the crazy things that the mad scientist, the mad science at work, right, between the baths and the chemicals and all of the different things that those guys do, which is amazing. So congrats. Yeah, good to see. I think we Professor Pete, he may be new to that category. I'm not sure if he's been a finalist before. So congratulations. A good group of finalists. It'll be interesting to see where that category lands. Our next category is best tour videos. So somebody who's taken us to the LCS or the con, and we've had a lot of that content. We just had San Diego Comic-Con, we had Terrific Con recently, Heroes Con back in June, and we still have plenty of big cons, New York City Comic-Con later this year. So let's take a look at the finalist for best tour video.
Best tour video. Bronzeville Comics, Lunch Money Comics, still only 35 cents. The Comic Vet, The Comics Den,
So congrats to the 5 finalists there. Comics Den, who won the award for that category last year, maybe coming back to defend their title. Well, we've got some stiff competition in that one for sure between Bronzeville, Lunch Money, Dave, still only 35 cents, the Comic Vet, who was all over Heroes and San Diego Comic-Con this year, and Dave too, traveling man all over the place, visiting different cons here in the States. So that's going to be a fun category to see how that one works out, because some great competition there. So now on to our second to last category, Comic Book Community Builder Award, which to me is really the award or the category of somebody who engages with the community, who brings people on their live streams or gets conversations going in chat. I think it's an important award, an important category, because it's the person who's the cheerleader for the community and kind of keeps things moving within the community. So let's take a look. Yes, let's take a look. I was looking for the video. Comic Book Community Builder Award.
Comic Book Community Builder Award. Chunko Comics and Nerd Culture. Cliff on Comics. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy. Legion of Comics. Rod the Rican Comics and Collectibles.
So congratulations to the 5 finalists there. Well deserved. Some newer channels, some channels that have been around for a few years, and then some. Rod has been doing this for, I don't know, 8 years, 9 years, something like that, and used to do a shout out show, shouting community members out, helping new channels get their start. Mark, Legion of Comics, does such a great job involving the community. His Friday hangout stream. Cliff is everywhere. And Chunko, and Gary B, again, another one of the great community members who shouts people out, has various guests on his channel. So just amazing group. So proud to have those 5 finalists in that group, and we'll see how that one works out as well. So congrats, Cliff. Rod, yeah. Rod, I was happy to see Rod get a number of nominations for that category, because just one of the nicest guys in the community, and he's been around. He's been doing it for a long time. So, did I? Thank you, Matt. I at least once a show I miss something. So I missed this. I skipped the speculation. Thanks, Matt. That was a great reminder. So yes, there is speculation. So I breezed right over it. So we'll rewind. So we did miss in between best cleaning and pressing and best tour video. There is best speculation comic book content, the Keep Specking Award. I can't believe I overlooked that one. So Matt, thank you. We will we'll take a look at the finalists now, and then we'll get to our last category. But first, here's the Keep Specking Award.
Best Speculation Comic Content, Keep Specking Award. The Immortal Biggie Shaq and TM Nerdy, Hot 5 Commandments. Comic Collector Geek, Sales Show. Comics with Izzyverse NYC, Top Trending. Kingdom of Nerds, Get Focked. 22 Comics, Keep Calm and Collect.
All right, guys, that's all till next time. Keep specking. Later.
So congrats to our finalists at that, and thanks to Matt for pointing out my mistake there. The Keep Specking Award is, speculation content is really not my cup of tea, but that is dedicated to Empire Comics, who we lost a few years ago, and the Keep Specking Award was named after him. You saw him at the end of that video, and that's how he kind of signed off his videos, Keep Specking. So in his honor, we've named that award the Keep Specking Award. So yeah, congratulations to the finalists there. That is another interesting category, a good mix of people. Can Biggie Shaq and TM defend their crown from last year? So we shall see. Congrats to all of the finalists. And now I think, right, Matt, check me. I didn't miss anything else, did I? Now we can move on to our final category. So this is Comic Book Community Hall of Fame. So a channel, a creator that has been around for at least 5 years in the comic book community, who produces great content, recognized as a kind of an OG in the community. So let's take a look at the Comic Book Community Hall of Fame finalists.
Comic Book Community Hall of Fame. Cape Joel. Comic Pop. Comics Are Dope. Omnidog's Vault. Signature King.
So congratulations to the 5 finalists in Hall of Fame, Comic Book Community Hall of Fame. A great group, and some new entries into that category. We often see some channels that carry over in that category, but a good mix of new channels this year. So congratulations to those 5 finalists. And that is it. We have gotten to the end of the finalist reveal. And I have just clicked publish on the CBC Awards website. So we are live. Finalist voting is now open. You click on the finalist ballot and you'll bring up your ballot and you can go and vote. We have all of the categories listed and the finalists, like I said, with their hyperlink to their YouTube channels. So you can go find them very quickly. So please go check out the channels, maybe that are new to you, not familiar. And then now, the other thing to keep in mind is, and I'm scrolling down, where finalist voting is shortened this year. So we have 4 weeks to wrap up finalist voting. So please get your votes in as soon as you can and help spread the word. Like I said, we're sharing this all out on Instagram as well. So I've tagged a number of the finalists in it. So you should see those out on Instagram. They've been going out throughout the show. And the full list is here on the website. So please go check that out. And congratulations. Congratulations to all of the nominees and finalists this year. And thank you again. Thank you to the community for supporting the awards. Obviously cannot do this without you. We need your participation in the nominations and the finalist voting, to make this all happen. I'm simply just presenting it. So congratulations to everybody. Just checking in with the chat. Yeah, very exciting. I was, working on the videos and getting everything together over the last 2 weeks, and so it's been finally good to get it out into the world, so everybody is aware of who the finalists are. I couldn't hold on to that information much longer. So, yes, John, congratulations to you. You got to go check out the nominations. There are several with your name on it. So. Congratulations. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll do some updates along the way, but we are revealing the winners this year in the first weekend in October. So we've shortened the whole period again, so keep that in mind. October 3rd, we will announce the winners. Trophies are being made as we speak. So we are... we're moving along. So congratulations again to everybody. And thank you again for all of the support. And go vote. I'll just run through the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, we'll certainly take that into an account. I know there's, always open to feedback. So definitely, if there's things in your mind about the nomination process or even the finalist voting as you vote, certainly provide some feedback. Always open to, improving the awards every year. So again, congrats everybody. We're going to wrap it up, and yeah, any issues with any of the website or anything, just please let me know. Get me a message on Instagram. I verified and checked everything, and everything should be running properly. But any issues, certainly just let me know. But congrats to everybody, and we'll see you soon. All right. Good night, everyone.